Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for May 9th, 2022. Also being timeless. Wherever you're catching this in time, it might be relevant, might not be. It's general collective. If it doesn't fit, don't force it, toss it away. If you have found your way across this, again, there might be a message in here for you. So stick around, see what's up, or don't. Again, your call. All the knights are on the table in here, and okay, hold on. One is completely on their keister. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is, the Knight of Swords is completely on its tail. All right, again, general collective. If you do have questions about booking a session, go to the main page where my email address is, or you can find me on all the social platforms at Raising Savak, one word. The @ RAISINGSEVAK. No spaces or punctuation marks or numbers. What's up? All right, you. Somebody's coming through with an offer that you are completely unsure of. It's enticing. Oh, well, maybe we don't have all the knights on here. Step back and watch. You already have your spidey senses tingling about this one. This is somebody who's completely off kilter. And I see that you really do see right through them. So we have somebody who's completely screwed up a chance in their life. And now they're feeling the repercussions of it. Well, that's fun, isn't it? Not your circus, not your monkeys, baby. All right. It took you forever to get out of this headspace and this energy, didn't it? A lot of air energy in this. Somebody is really locked into their head. You got out of your own headspace in this. You got away from this energy. Now somebody else is in their headspace. That's, I think, what you're feeling. This is a long journey that's... You know, it's gotten a long time in coming to this point for you. I see that there's been some really epic highs and lows, and that you're just learning how to emotionally feed yourself, isn't that what's happening right now? There's definitely a feeling of escape. I feel that very strongly for you, and you are tiptoeing around the entire subject with this particular person. There's a reason why. So let's see what the heck that is. All right. You're not the scapegoat. An end of hard times. All right, so how's this affecting you? The Page of Pentacles. Hard times, and it looks like dead seeds that are no longer taking root. Well, it started taking root, didn't take root, and now it's fast changes are happening. The sword is cutting through all the BS on here. The Queen of Swords is now in reverse. This might be dealing with an air sign, but this person is completely irrational, defensive. If this is you, what the hell is stressing you out? All right. So I see that somebody is really defending, or on the defense, defending their territory. Let's get more on this. Okay. I have so many stupid cards in front of me. I don't think I'm going to need to pull any more for this. All right. I'm going to break this up into parts. This is now what we're looking at. Death has occurred. Spiritual death, figurative death. This is a literal death. Super sorry for your loss. But I don't really feel like this is the case. Somebody's feeding into what seems to be their anxieties. And it looks like balance has been, well, distorted. Major life changes are coming into play that are supposed to unlock this self-imposed prison that you're in. And again, I think that this might be the prison that you had just got out of, very figurative. And I see that you're not really being open to really discussing these life changes that you have to make. I feel like you're trying to establish structure, but you need help and you're not open to that help. Look, Spirit's trying to give you a gift and you're completely closed off to it. These 3 cups down here are not going to be a restoration. This, if you go to rely on this 3, then you're going to fall off to a side here. You do need help. And this, it's not something that you're going to have to struggle with. If you try and do this alone, then I see a struggle. You need to be able to open up to somebody. You have way too many balls in the air, but the thing with you is it's this fear of being seen as pushy or unstable. You don't want to be seen as you can't do this alone. Dude, you can't do everything alone. Help is coming in and it's not going to just exploit you. So a lot of healing has to come into place with this. The main dances in the colors that I'm feeling is blue and gray. Healing coming out of an emotional purgatory. This feels like age is coming though. The trees are taking forever to grow on here, and I feel like no matter what, every time that something tries to help you, it's as if you get stuck in a dead zone. Nothing happens. There's no movement forward. It's just being stuck. And I get now why you wouldn't want to help, because every time you do, it's always waiting on something or someone else, and then it's just nothing happens. It's this fear of you're not going to be protected in any of this. You're going to give all that power away again, because this is really emotional. And it looks like you don't want anyone to see you sweat. So here we go. You're closing off. If you have any sort of reaction, then it's people looking at you like you have 5 heads. This is such an emotionally triggering time, all of which are coming in through messages. So pay attention to email, snail mail, I don't know, passenger pigeons, however a message can get to you. This might be actually even spirit message. So pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. I can't tell you how many times I saw turkey vultures today. What are vultures about? Vultures are taking away things that are completely discarded and dead. You know, like, I don't know. What would, I'm trying not to be so graphic with this. Roadkill. So, yeah. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. You can easily look these up online. What if you don't have online? Well, then how are you watching this? I would like to know. All right, so angel therapy, what does this have to tell you? Romance and support. Yes, I love it. All right. Self-acceptance. You don't need anyone. You don't need any one thing. All right, fun. So what the heck is this about? Oh, and there's another, wait, oh, yeah, no, that came from the first batch, I'm sorry. Oh my God, if we're looking at this in regard to the relationships, somebody's coming in and it seems like they're almost going to screw with your head again. You don't want this person to mess with your head again. So then we have this whole being closed off to this opportunity of them contacting you. It's not like that, you know, you're getting roses or anything, and if you are, I don't know. But it looks like somebody is coming in and it feels kind of like a test. So the romance, the support, the self-acceptance, you are somebody who's enough as is, who's desirable as is, and just for whatever is opening up to you, what's meant for you is going to involve self-acceptance. You are somebody who's easily lovable. I don't feel like this is really geared towards relationships rather than the actualization of your manifestation of what's meant for you. So in all honesty, and why do I say that? Because every time I talk, I'm being honest. I don't want there to be any guess in the stupid words that I'm saying. Okay, so while I'm saying this, it seems like this is a point of how much do you value yourself? How much do you accept yourself? How much are you willing to accept the support that is coming in for you, the help that is coming in to make these major changes in your life? And it's going right back to the whole, waiting for somebody to help you leaves you waiting. Nothing gets done. And why you've been so stoically independent, because you've been let down so many times. All right. So in this sense, I see somebody coming in to help you. You wanting to smack them away immediately. You don't want to hear the stupid story. You don't want to hear any sort of false narrative. It's just, that's actually kind of a trauma response. I know you want to shut them down, but Spirit's saying, hey, please, if there's any fiber of your being that would be open to listening, please do this, because it's going to make your life that much easier. You can step back and watch them. Your spidey senses are tingling. I think this might be somebody who you may not have been able to trust in the past, or somebody who's actually associated with that person. So it's a point of seeing how a transition of somebody's life has taken place and how you can actually accept that help moving forward. So I see actually a new connection that is coming in through that person that is actually going to help you out. So it looks like you will be beginning a new project, and listen to the signs and synchronicities from Spirit involving that connection. I don't feel like this is about love. I feel like this is about opportunity, new projects, and people who are going to be coming in to help you. And I do feel like this person who's coming in, there may have been bad associations in the past. I feel like this is different now. So what is this leading to, aside from a huge test of stubbornness, pride, ego, all those things? All right. Alrighty, you, so just say yes. Play. Birth in a new age. All the good things. All the good stuff. All right, so just say yes, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. It's not that 45D thing right now. This is all your personal and private world. Start saying yes. Start saying yes to yourself. And I was talking about this with a client recently about learning how to say yes to the opportunities, because it's this fear of actually feeling like you're not going to measure up to the scenario. So I actually gave them a challenge to, without hesitation, as long as it's not anything illegal or that's going to kill them, start saying yes. For 30 days, when an opportunity arises, just say yes and show up. And not only that, the more that you do this, you'll start to actually discover what you genuinely do not want to do, not what you don't want to do just based out of the fear of you somehow being a letdown. So I'm actually probably putting you up to the challenge in this right now. What can you say yes to? How can you start being in line with the world that you are trying to create? And how can you really let yourself be playful with this? It's a major time for stepping. It's just, I'm picturing major steps in front, like a staircase going up. I'm not seeing the top of it. What you see over that hill coming up from the beach, and every single one of those steps, that's going to be your call. This is the life that you are creating and walking up to. Each one of those steps is going to be a hurdle, a battle, a perseverant moment, and a breakthrough of yours. How many steps are there? I don't know about you, but when I think about that, I see like 20 at least. That probably speaks to more about my path, but hey, again, your individual path is going to be very detailed and unique for yourself. So let's see what's up. Now that you kind of get the idea of what this is about, aside from pride and ego, what does Spirit want you to be on the lookout for? Okay, so trust your path. All right, this is talking about fear and delusional mindset. So when you start making some way in this, it's that awesome resistance part of the brain. Part of you might think that this is stupid, that this is crazy, that everybody thinks that they have to have some sort of breakthrough, and in actuality, you are. You're going to think that this is stupid. You're going to think that this is not real at certain points. I challenge you to talk absolute smack to yourself in those moments. Tell that, invasive part of your brain to sit down, shut the hell up, and let you do your work, because right now it's getting in your way. You are not delusional. You are making this happen, and it happens in those moments of bravery. Ask your body for a message. Where are you feeling the apprehension? Is it the left side, the right side, the top, the bottom, in, the out? Where are you feeling this? If it's on the left-hand side, it's probably gauging towards something from the past that you've already, by connection, something similar experienced, invoking a similar emotion, and it's bringing about that haunted feeling. If it's something that's on the right-hand side that's causing you a bother of sorts, then it's probably dealing with the anxiety of the future about this, because it seems to be coming out of nowhere. But be very clear about it. And you can always look up the metaphysical reasons for these online. It's really easy to find it. Okay, so, and then what? Second opinion. This I flipping love. I'm not even done pulling cards yet. Okay, so here we go. So in relationships, in scenarios in your life, not even just relationships slash certain scenarios in your life, when you pose the question, am I crazy because da 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 da, or is this right, da 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 da, or is this wrong, da 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 da. When you say that question, or it's followed by what you're saying with the question, that's usually because there is a volume set gaslit going on. Either something is trying to dissolve what the gravity is of the situation, or you're actually gaslighting yourself about something that you have a pretty good first impression on, but there's this nervousness about you that maybe somehow you're overreading the situation. Stop gaslighting yourself. Pay attention to what your body is telling you, even if it doesn't really make sense because it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Trust your gut in the situation. It may seem small and insignificant. It couldn't be further from the truth on that. It's not small, it's not insignificant. And the second opinion, I really want you to question yourself at first. And if you don't get the sign that you are, if you don't get a sign that's sticking out to you, ask from somebody who you look up to, that you would absolutely have no problem switching lives with, and take into that opinion, because they might be seeing you from a fresher perspective than your own right now. The emerging is what's coming out of this. So yeah, you're coming out of the chrysalis. Forgiveness, because why not? No, forgiveness is such a pain in the ass. What is it? It's subjective. So when we say forgiveness, sometimes it's this idea that we have to go and tell somebody that you forgive them, and sometimes they could not care less that you're forgiving them. They didn't care in the first place. Self-forgiveness, maybe this is because all the external moments that you had put yourself in that were stressful, and it was something that was needless on your part to do to yourself, about yourself, for yourself, but yet again you put yourself in that situation. Or that just forgiveness in general for past events that you just need healing on, and it's this overall concept of letting yourself off the hook of it. From it, sorry. Then we have the study. What are you studying? I feel like this is going to be in a separate deck. Okay, so going with the daily guidance from the angels. Change in direction. All right, so to let go and to take a new path is going to be changing the directions. You are going to have to observe a lot of new things, because it will be out of the box entirely. This is an entirely new experience. This is something that is going to involve being on hyper alert with it. So then we have confidence and child. Child has made 2 appearances in this reading. There's no doubt in my mind that you are starting a project of sorts right now. This is going to involve an absolute commitment, slow and steady. There's nothing to worry about. So this commitment, it's going to take off. It is going to be something that is going to be a positive commitment, but it's going to be a commitment nonetheless. So there will be ebb and flow, ups and downs with all of it. This isn't something that you should run from. Oh, steady progress was the next card. Okay. This is going to be a progressive building ground for you. And this, you got to let go of the old narrative about yourself. So then we have the go for it, release and surrender, and start to really assert yourself in this. You are, without question, a born entrepreneur of life. You are creating this new environment, this step up, and what's just over the brink of the horizon with the steps that you are overcoming in your life. So be pushy, be insufferable. Don't be the person that says no to yourself in this. There is somebody who's coming in. Let them help you. You can watch them all you want, but they will prove themselves to have changed. So, my dear, this has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for May 9th, 2022. And again, being timeless. So until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're really loved and appreciated. If you do have questions about booking a session or seeing what services I provide, go to the pinned video or the main description on the page. Find my email address or find me on any social platform. Again, one word, no spaces, no punctuation, no numbers, no underscores. It's one word, at Raising Sevak, S-E-V-A-K. Well, R-A-I-S-I-N-G-S-E-V-A-K. You got it? I'll talk to you soon. All right, well, some sort of jackass who keeps putting off the inevitable is having this absolute fit fest. What I'm seeing here is you have overcome so much. The song that I keep hearing two songs right now. Lily Allen's Fuck You, but also Johnny Cash's God's Gonna Cut You Down. What's done in the dark will be brought to the light. What I'm seeing right here is you are not to be made to feel like a bad person. You have overcome so much. You've been really working on living your best life. You're not being impulsive. Somebody's telling you that. And I see that there's multiple ways that you can react to this energy. Be very smart about it. Somebody's trying to get under your skin. You know exactly who this is. Knock it off. You don't need to get involved in their shenanigans. It's this whole point of kind of making you burn out. You're not going back to that mindset. You're not going to that energy. I do feel like this is somebody you've finally gotten away from. This may have been a painful breakup of yours. Somebody's coming in with retaliation. Do not get involved. This is somebody who's incredibly pushy, who's incredibly ungrounded, who's lost their wits, and they don't get to drag you or your name through the mud. You know what? Whatever they say about you, let them. In fact, say it twice. Whoever tells you about it, make sure they high-five you over it, because it is absolute garbage. You know that it's garbage. Whoever told you probably knows that it's garbage, and you don't need to get involved in it. So it's all blowing up in their face. They don't get to involve you in it. So just know that you're free, and know that the whole point that you got to move on and this person has to sit there and deal with the consequences of their actions. This is their toddler tantrum, and you get to witness it. You did the hard work. You faced the facts on everything. So you want to, good on you. Go get a treat or something. You've earned it. All right, it's time to go home. Wherever that is for you, wherever you feel that you can lay your head down safely at night. I see that somebody has hurt you, either emotionally or physically. If somebody's hurt you at all, if anyone's been abusive or toxic or going crazy around you, I want you to stay away from that energy, because I don't want to see you get hurt. You need to go get your wits about you again. Somebody's been emotionally manipulative, and actually, no, I'm going to take that back. Horribly mentally manipulative. It's not going to start again. It's not going to change. They're not going to change. They're not learning from their lessons. They're not going to grow from this. You unplug yourself from that energy. It's absolutely disgusting. I feel like their energy's all over the board, whether it's from toxic masculinity to toxic femininity. Yeah. I do feel like this is probably dealing with a long-standing relationship in your life. Listen, you've just started falling in love with your life and yourself again. You've been working so hard. Don't let this person start to take away your hope again. Keep your distance from them. This is not going to be anything fruitful that you need to involve yourself. Yeah. I know that they hurt you. I know that it took a long time to recover from this. Stay away from them. Especially right now. It seems vicious. So when I see, I guess, the whole it's time to come home and that you're emotionally unstable, I feel like this is an initial trigger that's being brought up by this person who's making a reappearance in your life. It's like that jarring feeling. You know, when you see some sort of familiar number or name pop across your screen, and it's like that heart jumps into your throat, like, oh God, now what? It's kind of what I'm getting in here now. Stay away from it. You know exactly what it is. You go find a sense of support. You kind of need it. You kind of deserve it. You kind of earned it. This person has nothing to offer you right now. Do not think that they have changed. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm just telling you what I see. I hope this made sense. Absolutely get some support for yourself. Friends, family, whoever, get support. So somebody's been dealing with what seems to be a very harsh reality of somebody in their life. They feel bullying, they feel ungrounded, they feel irrational. This has taught you a lot about yourself. I do feel like this person did a lot of triggering for you to get you to be reactive. And I think that you kind of caught on to it. They made you just as unstable as they were. Don't do anything irrational. I think that this is something that they tried to push you to do. But you're the hermit. It's not the fact that, you know, you're going to be alone and in this cave and don't ever bother me. We're not doing that. That's not it. This is you going through an awakening, you having the hardest points of your life behind you, you having the willpower to get through all of this and taking an entirely new path. The whole thing is somebody trying to gauge yet another response out of you. This is absolutely a theme in this group of mini reads in the Daily Tarot and Oracle for May 9th, 2022. Definitely go check that out. All right, so this, well, it's on YouTube, by the way. So this, you're taking a new path. This is going to yield a lot better fruits for you. I don't see you engaging in toxic behavior. I do see that the opportunity to either react or move on is approaching you. I think that you absolutely, without question, will move on. And I want you to keep in mind, when this happens, you starve this particular brat over here of the very reaction that they're starving to get out of you. Let them starve from it. You do not need to play into this stupid game. This has broken you enough. You don't need to be there. And what I'm seeing in here, the victory and the different path ahead, this is going to be full force. I almost feel like you are almost rocketing away from this person. If I can equate it to something, if I know this sounds cheesy, it feels either like light speed or a shooting star, but I just see you buzzing right past this energy. So, you know what? Good on you. I feel like your buddy, Yeah, your buddy, your old pal. No, I feel like your body has been buzzing recently. This might be the inability to settle down and to sleep, or to let yourself fall into sleep. I feel like you're just laying there and it's like your ears are picking up on a buzzing. You're, you know, going into that semi-twilight aspect of sleep, but you're not really falling asleep. You're feeling highly agitated. I know that grounding is going to be necessary in this. There's been a lot of changes that have been going on in your body through the response of stress. It's important that you go out in nature and get grounding, whether it's done in a safe manner or not. If you live in a city, I don't know, go to the nearest tree. So what I'm seeing in here is you needing to come out of your shell, which is probably leading to this idea that you have been kind of going into hermit shutdown mode, which is fun, as we all know. We're not doing this. Let me see, the release and surrender. There's somebody who's really important coming into your life right now. For some of you, this is a budding romance, divine timing, divinely inspired, and something that you've been calling in. Some of you, this is going to be somebody who's going to help you on your path. The perfect person at the perfect time, having the perfect situation unfold for you. So this is very opportunistic. And I see that this is something that you've been getting signs and synchronicities for. Some of you have birds, some of you have numbers, some of you have even house pets. But it's all in divine timing. So I see that this is something that is constantly stepping on the edge of just like being out of reach. This is so frustrating, especially in private readings. So it's always the just wait, and they'll put, you know, there's a time frame on it. And you know, sometimes I get time frames when I do people's private readings, and then they start to wait for this life to happen to them. No, forget the time frame. This is going to happen as soon as you start setting your intentions and start calling in and let yourself surrender to the path. It is so incredibly important that you let yourself actually surrender to the experience of life and keep going about your day and start to make those changes that are going to get you closer to point B. I almost said plan B. That's fun. Okay. Sorry about that. So anyway, let's see the signs, the intentions. What is it that you want to call in? What do you need help with to create an opportunity? Or what is it that you're looking for to attract the partner that you want to bring in next? This is going to be very specific for yourself. I don't care how stupid you think you sound with it. Put it out on paper and send it into the universe. Be very direct and clear with what it is that you want from spirit so that there's really no guessing game. And then start getting in alignment with it. Take the steps to get into that line. Crazy dreams. That's what I'm seeing here. Either that or maybe you're hatching a crazy plan for your life. It's time for you to start coming out of your shell. Look at this. Look at all the good stuff that is happening. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, so the abundance, the emerging, listen, the supply is plenty. That sounds so incredibly played out, doesn't it? Oh, just believe it, it'll happen. No, actually start getting into alignment with this. There is more than enough to go around. Everything that you need is coming from where it is currently. Put yourself in that position. You want this big life. You have to dream and be about this big life. I don't care from where you're starting. I want you to actually get to where it is that you are going. You absolutely deserve it. So there's a healing process that's coming into play. This is something that you have to dig deep in about yourself. Let's know what's going on. This meditation, the healing. Believe it or not, how sick are you of hearing about this? You gotta heal. You gotta heal your wounds. You gotta do trauma. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. You gotta do the other thing. We have to do all of this, and it's continual. I know it. I know that this is making you crazy, but the thing is, you still gotta do it. As much as you want to deck me, I totally get it. Gotta still do this work. So the healing, forgiveness, one of the biggest hurdles that you have to overcome is that part of you believed the bullshit that people told you about yourself. You're this, you're that, you're fill in the blank with whatever is demeaning to the actuality of you. The forgiveness is believing the very bullshit that they had told you. It was completely inaccurate. It's totally projecting, somebody putting themselves in your shoes and then projecting it as if they were in yours. Seeing that you were taking the steps, taking those steps away from you, calling it your own when it was only their own hurdle. It was actually like they were kind of being a puppet to you, if that makes sense. So get back to being your absolute eccentric, egotistical, self-indulgent self in the best way possible. I want you to think about how extravagant this life could be to the definition of you. What is this life for you? And start actually forgiving yourself for buying in to what everyone around you told you when they had no damn clue who you were in your mind. This was you and wearing a mask around them to just basically get through the day. After you heal that, you're this completely unstoppable force emerging and coming out of their shell and really learning to live that dream. There's so much that's coming in for you. Alrighty, this is going to be from either a loved one on the other side, which is usually the first name that comes to mind, or it's going to be from your main guide. If you can't think of anybody, don't beat yourself up. This is just an important message that you need to get from postcards from Spirit. All right, you, listen up. We bet you must be so exhausted some days, giving as much as you do, sharing your energy so beautifully in service to the highest good. It can leave you feeling depleted, like an empty well. If it feels like there's no water for you, the good news is we have a plan. Today, go take a relaxing bath, book a massage, read a novel, buy yourself flowers or plant some in your garden. Make time for self-care, not more work on yourself by tending to yourself. Now you are reminded to do this more often. Be sure to use a word that may have caused you anxiety in the past, but is essential for your well-being now. No, say it with us. No. No, thank you. No, I can't. No, go F yourself. They didn't actually say that. You don't have to explain, just gently say no, but firmly, and then go for a soak. Let life Let life happen. Life will wait for you to bring yourself back to center, replenished and ready for more adventures. Sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times when you might find yourself overgiving, which is what you've done right now. Let's be real. Now might be a good time to check in, see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Let others give, even though you are more comfortable in being the generous one and being the giver, the healer, the rescuer. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bringing up an agenda of equality to it. Giving is hard for some people, and maybe you. You don't need to do this for that in exchange for others. You do good in the world and let people give back and support you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced that you have to do everything alone with no help. Let your well be filled. We all love you so much. And it says that on both of them. I hope this made sense. So it seems like life is pretty chaotic for you right now, and that's actually pretty good and on par with everything, even though it looks like it's completely unmanageable and manageable. Anyway, it's getting resorted. Okay. It's really important that you do allow yourself to think outside the box. The tried and true is not going to work this time. You got to think big. You have to really let your creative faculties overtake you in this situation. This is where the negotiation comes into play because you are seeing from multiple perspectives right now. This is going to work out in everybody's benefit. I can't love this enough. So the main thing is don't hold back your talent for negotiation right now. In the past, this would have been something where you were shunned, you were told to shut up. You're so used to just kind of working through this and trudging along all by yourself. This isn't going to happen. I don't want you to shut down or step back from potentially confronting or negotiating with another person. It's like it's expected of you to kind of cave down. I don't want that to be part of your story in here. It doesn't need to be. The milk and honey is really making this transition easier, heading into, I think, one of the best times of your life. And I think part of it is coming about through this courage of stepping up to somebody. Believe it or not, it's not going to lead to an all-out brawl. So the thinking outside the box, you cannot avoid this chaos. There's no point in trying to squash it. There's no point in trying to act like it doesn't exist. This is here to stay in the moment, and it's time for you to embrace it. So this, in the past, what has changed with you in order for you to really have the gall to stand up to this right now? Let's see, we have these two cards. What are they? You're freaking done with the same damn storyline and you got to get things moving. You're tired of being stuck. There's no more time to waste. You're tired of seeing what's in the reflection. You're not going to waste any flipping more of these moments. It's exhausting. So you've seen where you've blocked off the flow of abundance to your way. And this was by playing the part to other people, you know, letting yourself be a stepping stone to them. Now it's time for you to start taking these steps. I think that you had, I think that you have felt like a coward so many times in the past, and backing down, it killed you at numerous points. It killed off all these little parts of you. And now there's like nothing left. You have to fight back. And I think that that's where all the pieces come back together with you. This is going to have things flowing rather fast. The resorting of the chaos is because you are no longer pulling any punches. Total boss, it's bringing you down to a whole other area of this river. It's going to be an absolute treasure for you. I'm very excited by this. I'm excited to see your ego and your confidence grow.